As we grow in our age, we all have to face different challenges. And then, when we face those challenges, we have to learn so many different skills. And many a times, we have to unlearn certain things, we have to relearn certain things, and then work upon how to overcome or sail through those challenges in our life. Similar thing happens with our children, especially when they are in their teenage, where they have to face so many different things, so many different turmoils, I would say, whether it is at the societal level, at their own body level, at their own mental level. So they have to face many challenges in many different ways. One of the challenge that they all face in this age is that they turn out to everybody as very impulsive by nature. A very good afternoon to everyone. I am Navpreet, your certified life coach and a master trainer, and today I'm going to discuss about why teenagers are impulsive in nature. Let me first start with what do we mean by impulsivity. Impulsivity is an act of doing something without giving it a good thought. And this is what we find most of our young adults or adolescents doing these days. We must have also done the same, but we may not remember. Now, what is today in front of us, we have to deal with that first. What we have done, that is a past story. But today's generation is different. Today's generation is more curious. Today's generation is more active as compared to what the people were few decades ago. And accordingly, the parenting approaches are also becoming different these days. So parenting is no more a simple thing like giving birth and rearing up a child towards an adulthood and then making that child have a good life for himself or herself. It requires a lot of science during these different stages of your child's growth and development. So let's dig a bit deeper into why adolescents are labeled most of the times as impulsive. The first thing we need to understand as adults, as educators, and as parents is that our children in teenage are in their developmental stages, and the major development which is happening in them is their brain development. So the part of the brain which deals with fight, flight, and freeze response and deals with your emotions, feelings, and impulses develops much earlier than the part of the brain which deals with decision making and conscious decision making. So this is where the struggle comes in. So our children, they are not able to make wise decisions. They are not able to create a balance and understand what will be the consequences of what I'm doing right now. So this is where they get stuck. But again, as adults, what we need to change is we need to change our perspective and we need to bring our understanding to a deeper level where we need to acknowledge that these children are in their growing stages. They are in a very crucial transition phase from childhood to adulthood, which is a big leap. But to cross this path of teenage and then turning into an adult needs a lot of effort and lots of conscious effort, which our kids cannot achieve unless and until we as adults become their accountability partners. So today in this video, I'm specifically going to cater to some simple strategies, some simple parenting tips which you all can use, as well as it is beneficial for educators. They can also apply the same on their students, those who are in their teenage, to help them come out or become more productive and efficient adults. Let's start the first one. So as I've already discussed, first thing is we need to acknowledge their biology and physiological reason behind it, that their brain is undergoing development. Okay, so the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which deals with decision making, that is not developed completely till the person is at the age of 25 years old. So before that, the struggle goes on. These ups and downs goes on. But it's not that we cannot balance during that time. We can. Now, how you can do that? First and the foremost thing is, when we expect a kind of change to happen, we have to do the change first. So, as adults, as educators, your children are looking up to you. So, model the behavior you expect from them. The first thing. Second thing is, be a very good listener. Be observant and be a very good listener. Please do not hear. Try to listen. Right? Please intentionally listen to what your child is trying to tell you, what your child is trying to discuss with you, whatever problem he or she is going through. Do not be judgmental in the first place. Be a good listener. Process the things, think wisely, and then respond to them. And when you do this thing, the similar thing children will become. And when you are talking to your child, look into the eyes, relax yourself, and your child should feel safe and secure when he or she is talking to you, especially in this age, because in this age children develop a lot of peer circles, and they feel more open with their peers than with their parents. But that also sometimes lead to a lot of dangerous outcomes, right? Because all the peers are also lying somewhere in the same age group. So we cannot expect them to give them very wise choices to make. But we as parents, as educators, and as adults can obviously give them some wiser choices to make. Third thing is, always encourage your child to choose the best or good over something which is not good. Okay? For example, give choices. If your child is getting ready for a party, right? Put 3 choices in front of your child. You're going for a family trip, you're going for a late night party, you're going for an evening party to a party with your friends, and you can come back by night. Which one is more safer for you, and in which case you will enjoy the more? Let the child think. We should be able to shift accountability to our children to think and make a choice. But again, do not leave your way of doing things open-ended to them so that they can do anything and everything, because after all they will come back and tell you that you told us to do this. So don't make that mistake. Be very conscious and acknowledge this fact that you give close-ended choices to them and not open-ended choices. Then another thing is, why children act very impulsively is because at this age they also have to undergo a lot of academic pressure, peer pressure, and they also are very much here and there they are participating in so many things, and they are not able to manage all this pressure at one time. So teach them or assist them in prioritizing their tasks, assist them in making better choices between what they have to do and what they have to do and when they have to do, right? Then also encourage your children to build up a good company with their friends. They should be able to choose that which friend of theirs is good for them, which friend is leading to a lot of time waste for them, or which friend is not guiding them right towards anything. So guide them to make better choices when they are making their friends. And why do children get overwhelmed and become impulsive at times? Because they're not able to decide. They want to achieve something, but they're not able to decide which path they should be taking. That is where your role comes in. So the inconsistency, procrastination, a very laid back attitude for doing things, right? All these things happen during teenage because they have so much to accomplish. So helping them be sorted. So first thing is, you can help them prioritize their tasks. There are different strategies again which you can look up online. In my last video also I mentioned 2 of those strategies. One was the Pomodoro for time management, second was Eisenhower matrix for prioritizing your tasks, right? These are the 2 things which again you can look up for your teenagers and help them follow those for a few days so that they can actually get into a routine of doing things that way. Then there is another strategy for being consistent, which is known as sane field strategy. So what do you need in this strategy? I'll show you a sample here. So I am also practicing this these days. This is the sane field strategy. Okay. Now here you just have to take an empty calendar and then you start putting these crosses from the day you start accomplishing your tasks. Now accomplishing task means do not set a very higher goal, very bigger goal, which is not which you are not able to complete within the given time. So break up your tasks into smaller chunks, or help your kids break up the tasks into smaller chunks, and then at least 1% improvement they should see every day in that. So set achievable goals, right? In simple words, what do we say? Set achievable goals. And then what does it say in the nutshell? It says that mastery follows consistency. So you can become a master in something if you are consistent, no matter how small you are accomplishing each day. So give that confidence to your children that it doesn't matter that you're able to complete one subject per day or two subjects per day or five subjects per day. If whatever you do, you should try to complete that, accomplish that. And then you should feel that feeling or feel that satisfaction. You should feel that confidence that yes, I can do it. Right? So this is something which you need to embed in your children's mind, especially when they're going through their teenage. All these things when we do with them, all these things when we articulate to them, then their stress levels go down. They feel heard, they feel safe, they feel more organized, they feel more sorted, right? And they know that if something goes wrong, they are having us where they can come to sort out things for them. So, building confidence in your child during this age is very important. And of course, you can always put up some visuals in your house, you can put up some reminders in your house where you go often and visit often, like stop, think, respond. This is very important. Like at the traffic lights we do, similar thing you can apply at home. So everything is interrelated, so the way when we are in a frustrating situation, we take a break, we stop, calm down, think, and then we respond. Otherwise we always react. So the way you will process things, your children will look up to you, your children will start following the way you do things, and everything will fall in place. And this impulsivity in teenagers, this term will also vanish, because we need to understand that children at this age, they are more explorative in nature. They want to experience new things because there are hormonal changes which are happening, right? So these hormones, they actually push your teenager to experience these kind of new things. But again, we as adults have to be very observant, very acknowledging and accepting in this age, that if something goes wrong, how we can bring them back to that understanding that next time they should not be doing this, right? So follow these things, try and practice these things with your teenagers. These are some very simple tips which I've given you as a parent, as an educator, which you all can apply, and you can make your adolescents more sorted and calm beings than being impulsive. So let's not use this term being impulsive. Let's bring our understanding to this very level that they are in their transition phase, and this is a very normal thing to happen, which will happen whatever may. You cannot avoid it, but yes, you can manage it, you can balance it in a very productive way if you acknowledge and accept it in a positive manner. I hope you will find this video beneficial. If you want me to discuss anything specific related to adolescents and their growing stages, you please mention in the comment section below, and do let me know how you find the video. Do share in your circles with your educators community, parents community, so that it can benefit different people out there. That is my purpose of making these videos. I'll see you again in another video with another topic, which is going to be more informative and interesting, I'm sure. Till then, stay happy, take care, and bye-bye.